Emotional intelligence is the missing link for creating success, for creating wealth, for creating intimacy, connection, better relationships. You want to manifest your dream life? You want to manifest that partnership? You want to manifest higher and higher levels of wealth and success? Upgrade your emotional intelligence with these 6 ways today with me, Garrett Paknis, founder of Creative Life School. And I'm so excited about this video because emotional intelligence has been the number one reason I've been able to grow on social media, to grow great relationships. I have the same friendships from my teenage years. I have people in my life long term. I'm always the person that people go to. You know, my mom is a renowned psychotherapist, and I grew up knowing how to authentically connect with people. It has been in my blood. It was what was modeled before me and that I watched, because as children, we emulate our parents and what we see. And I had one parent who had very little emotional intelligence and one parent who had so much emotional intelligence. And I was able to model my own behavior after, of course, what I wanted to be, what I saw working. And my mom and I are very close. But besides that, I do feel that it is a muscle that you can grow. And even if you didn't grow up being taught how to be emotionally intelligent, right? It's like, where do we learn this stuff? We don't learn this in school. You know, the school system is built to keep us programmed, right? It's not really built to keep us free. So if you want to reprogram yourself to a life of freedom so that you can maybe build the business that you're dreaming of or attract that partnership that you're wishing for, then this video is going to be super helpful for you to manifest your dreams into your reality, because you're going to upgrade your life. You're going to upgrade your ability to connect with people, your ability to be seen, your ability to be heard. And you realize that when you create space for other people to be seen and heard. So let's dive in to the 6 ways to increase your emotional intelligence. So number 1 is really about embracing your self-awareness. I speak about awareness a lot because our awareness is what creates our reality. What we are mindful of is what we allow into our life. So imagine that you're standing in front of the ocean, right? It's a vast ocean out in front of you. Well, do you feel that you are going to be able to be mindful of every single part of that ocean? Are you able to see every wave? Are you able to see what's underneath the water? Are you able to see the aquamarine life, the fish, the sharks, the dolphins? Are you able to see all of that? What is your awareness giving you? Well, if you take time to pause, if you take time to reflect, if you take that time to be still, you will be able to access your emotions, and you will be able to have more insight and more actual sight to see more of that ocean. You will be able to see more of your own infinite ocean when you take that time to reflect and to bring your awareness into the present moment so that the outside world does not distract you, right? You can ask yourself, what are you feeling? Why are you feeling it? Our triggers are our greatest lessons, because our triggers will show us the door to what needs to be healed so that we can have more access to the vast ocean that is actually within us. And when we have more access to the vast ocean of our infinite existence, are you following along? Then we also can connect with people on a deeper level. We will be able to unlock the doors to authentic connection. A lot of people want to manifest love, right? They ask, how do you manifest love? How do you manifest love or a specific person? You get in touch with who you are as a specific person. And this is with awareness. asking yourself what you are feeling, why you are feeling it, and asking where it comes from, because there is always a source and a root for our feelings, especially for our triggers. And when we become more and more aware, we become more and more conscious. And that awareness deepens our emotional intelligence and our connection to the infinite ocean, the vast ocean within. And to be able to go deeper in this is number 2, which is cultivating self-regulation through practices like visualization and meditation. Because yes, asking ourselves those questions are really important and will start the ball rolling. And yes, you can even journal about this, but being able to meditate will give your brain enough clarity to actually come up with the answers. Meditation really gives you the ability to be in the present moment. You know, so many of us are reactive, right? And being reactive isn't the most emotionally intelligent action, right? It's not from a place of deep awareness or a deep understanding of oneself. It's from usually our trauma, usually our triggers. And I am guilty of this, is I'm very reactive, and I've had to see over time that I've really had to give space to allow myself to be less reactive. And how have I done that? I've done it through, well, daily yoga for me, because I think movement is so important, but also meditation, also visualization, and allowing myself to know myself enough that what I value is peace. What I value is my integrity within, right? And when I connect to my values, because this is another way to cultivate emotional intelligence, you really connect to your values, what you really care about in the world, what you're really trying to accomplish every day, who you want to be. It's kind of like showing up as that 7-figure CEO every day. That's how you manifest that 7-figure business. You know, you have to come up with the action steps. You have to come up with the strategy. You have to come up with the systems that get you sales, that get you customers, that get you leads, that help people find your product if you're a product-based business. I'm using business as an example because it's easier to see the result that way. But really, it's about cultivating who you are, what your values are, and then creating your everyday existence from those values, from that place of peace, from that place of power, from that place of leadership. And are leaders allowing their emotions to be triggered and thrown off by everyday events or someone cutting them off on the road? You know, yes, these daily triggers are crap if you look at it from a human point of view, but from a spiritual point of view, what is it about? It's about detachment. It's about having understanding. It's also about knowing that you don't have all the answers, right? And sometimes the universe is going to test you and try to come in there with some triggers, and your reaction is the only thing you have control over. So make sure that your reaction is powerful, is peaceful, is who you want to be. And when you are able to detach from the outside world a bit through the meditation, through the visualization, through working on your triggers, shadow work, journaling, daily yoga, you will be able to cultivate more of that like protected energy where you know you're connected to your truth. And as long as no one's harming you, and as long as no one's doing really something absurd or putting you in danger, then you have enough emotional intelligence to detach from the situation, right? And that really leads into fostering empathy and connection, because that's where the power of emotional intelligence comes in. It's allowing ourselves to put ourselves in another person's shoes, to feel their emotions, not in some unhealthy empath kind of way where we're like lost in someone's emotions, but just being able to have empathy for others. That's what bridges the gap. That's what bridges connection with people. And that empathy is a true sign of emotional intelligence, because it means we're meeting somewhere in the middle. So it's kind of like, you know, yeah, we got cut off by that person on the road, to go back to that example, but we don't know, you know, what was going on in their very moment. Maybe we didn't see something else that was on the other side of the road. I have grown a lot by understanding that not everyone around me is guilty, right? And I feel like when we have a lot of trauma from our youth, we go through the world a bit in victimhood stance, right? And that puts us in this position of thinking that it's everyone else's problem, but not ours. And so when unfortunate things happen to us, it's always their problem, her problem, his problem, their problem. And we don't really take responsibility on our own merit. And I have wrongly assumed things in the past that I realized, oh, they're doing what they can do. And just because it doesn't align with what I wanted in the moment doesn't mean it's wrong. So that empathy and all these self-practices that lead us to having this deeper understanding, this deeper well of love, of empathy, of connection, guides us to meeting people in the middle. And when we can meet people in the middle, that's when the world becomes a better place. And that's all about cultivating a world of more emotional intelligence. Because if we had a world of more emotional intelligence, there wouldn't be the wars going on. There wouldn't be so much hate. There wouldn't be so much division and inequality, because we would be coming to each other with service. Because when you have emotional intelligence, you live by the credos of service and how can I be of help? How can I be of service? And that only comes from healing your trauma, healing your pain, doing the meditation, the yoga, the shadow work in order to get there. And when you're there and you realize that every day is just an opportunity to share love, to give someone a chance, to give someone an opportunity, to give someone the benefit of the doubt. We don't give people enough benefits of the doubt. And when we have emotional intelligence, we open that door to, you know what? You're not so wrong. And we can switch our perspective by taking ownership and realizing that not everyone is out to be bad or be the bad guy. We're all just trying to exist, and there are bad guys out there, and there are people who do evil things. And yet when we connect to our truth and disconnect from making everyone evil, then we actually open a world of possibility, because we create our reality, right? So if we walk around thinking everyone's evil, we're gonna see a lot of examples of that. You're gonna turn on the news and see it. But if you think that everyone has good in them and that everyone is doing the best they can, then you're gonna walk around seeing a lot more positivity in the world. And that is really when you know that you're growing your emotional intelligence. And that really comes down to the fourth point, not 8, the fourth point of you're mastering your social intelligence and social interaction. And it all comes down to really being able to also resolve conflicts really well. Has anyone been guilty? Has anyone else been guilty of just screaming or going off on people when we don't get what we want, right? We can be very reactive, as we talked before, but conflict resolution is needed in a world where people have different beliefs, people have different backgrounds, and we don't all have to see everything the same way, but we can all meet in the middle. And your ways of speaking, the tone of your voice, the way you interact, some people know me from Instagram, and I have a lot of clients I work with. I really help a lot of people master their mindset and their energetics, and then go on to build businesses and higher levels of wealth and prosperity by really changing their energetics and mindset. A lot of clients come to me because they love my affirmational videos on Instagram, and they love how I use my hands and my background as a musician and the way I express myself, right? And that is all because I'm connected to myself, I'm connected to my truth, and I've had to overcome a lot of hurdles of self-expression. And I find that self-expression really leads to emotional intelligence, because you understand yourself on a deeper level, and that allows you to understand people and the world around you on a much deeper level. So really tuning into who you are, allowing yourself to connect with others effortlessly, and having that empathy. Being assertive, not being subdued or passive in conversations, being interested, being inspiring, being fun and funny. Like, it's all part of it. Like, this video is getting a little more serious, but we're spicy, right? And that's what makes life exciting. We keep things spicy and hot, and that's because we're emotionally intelligent bitches. And this also really connects, to knowing yourself, and all that connects to number 5, which is really about motivation and purpose. And it really does come down to self-authenticity and self-expression, because when you know yourself, when you know what you're here for, when you know that you're here to share your light, to share your ideas with the world, to share your truth with the masses or just with your community, then you're able to really step into that perspective where everything is of service, which we talked about. And when you have that understanding of life, you embrace challenges more. You can embrace the setbacks of life and understand that every time you fall down, you get up stronger. And I spent years and years healing deep depression and deep trauma. I had a spiritual awakening 13, 14 years ago, and I spent 6 to 8 years just going through. I was crying every day, therapy, healers, all of that. But what it led me to was the awareness that I had something special within me. And that allowed me to then help other people find their purpose and their mission. And yes, I grew businesses. I grew a music career to reach millions of people while living in Berlin for 2 years. I lived in London after that for 4 years. And I lived in Bali, and I traveled through India and Africa before that. But all those experiences led me to finding my mission, because I think that a lot of people, like, your purpose, finding your purpose, live on purpose. Like, sometimes your purpose isn't one thing. Your purpose is mutable. It changes. The only real purpose is to get in touch with your truth, with your emotions, with your self-expression, and guiding other people home as you guide yourself home. That's our true purpose here on this earth. Everything else, the money, the success, the relationships, that's all like the icing on the cake, right? But our true purpose is to get to a place of peace where our trauma and our pain is not overshadowing our everyday existence. And that's really what number 5 is about. It's really understanding purpose on a deeper level, because that's true emotional intelligence. Nothing's ever going to be figured out for sure and for certain and completely here, now, and today. We are going to always be figuring things out, and that's emotional intelligence. That is true wisdom. And that really goes into just the final number 6, which is just embracing that everyday journey, knowing that it never ends. Remaining open to infinite knowledge, seeking out chances to grow, having a growth mindset, getting over your pain, your shadows, your hate, your discomfort within yourself and with other people, looking at where all that comes from and embracing the ever-changing dynamics of life. That's what a true leader has within them. And that's what you are tapping into by increasing your emotional intelligence and finding ways to heal, to transcend, to grow, and to tap into your potential. That's what it's all about. So continue to embrace the changes. Continue to find that ocean, that infinite ocean within. Continue to build a life that you care about and to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that everyone is innocent. Like, come on, let's not be delusional. But that's also part of emotional intelligence. It's having good boundaries and not over giving yourself, but having enough love inside of yourself and enough, hey, let's meet in the middle kind of energy to you, where people feel safe around you, people feel seen, people feel heard. And when you come to life from that standpoint and from that energetics, you will see that you can manifest everything and more. So it's not all about manifestation, but it is about motivating yourself from the inside out. And that's when you see your emotional intelligence go up and up and up. Because you have the power within you to change anything you want to change, to build the business you want, to transform. And if you want guidance to transform in the quickest ways possible with mindset trainings, energy trainings, business trainings, strategies, I have built a social following of over 140,000 total followers. I help people connect to their truth, connect to their authenticity, and get over their mindset and energy blocks, heal their trauma, and go on to have great clarity, to have more money coming in. I'm usually working with creators, coaches, entrepreneurs, scaling them to $10,000 months, $20,000 months, $30,000 months, and those systems and strategies are within my Wealthy Creator Club on School down below. It's a very low cost monthly program, but there's also all the mindset trainings, the energy trainings. I do sound healings. I'm a natural born healer, and when I've learned to heal myself and increase my emotional intelligence, I've been able to offer that to the people. And so if you want to create that life of wealth, of luxury, of wealthy energetics, emotional intelligence, then you can join my program down below. Otherwise, just like and subscribe to fuel the vibe, because if you pay me or not, I'm gonna provide the tea. I'm gonna spill the tea to the vast ocean of we. Okay, my friends? I love you. I'm grateful for you to be here, and I'm putting out maybe 2 videos a week. So subscribe. I'll see you soon.